Okay, so I'm your host, Willie, or just the maniac himself here. Now, I always like to make sure that I clean this chart, and before we look at anything else, fundamentals will be a very important factor that we need to consider when it comes to trading. All right, fundamentals, especially when you're looking at the weekly bias, because the week is no joke. Yeah, the week is no joke. Now, ideally, what we have next week is simply that, and this is why I'm not even opening the economic calendar. Next week is when the elections, the US elections, voting, whatever will be announced. Yeah, we'll know who will be the president of United States, right? November 5. That is simply on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And that will shape literally everything. And I think that's why even NFP didn't have any effect, because people don't even care about that. There is a chance what they are looking at, because the numbers were good, bro. The numbers were good. And when I tell you good, from 245 all the way to 112, that's massive. It should have gone all the way up to around here. You can see this thing, there was no reaction. People are waiting for news, yeah? They're waiting for news. They want to see what will happen. That is the main thing here, nothing else. Yeah, we had a spike right here and price reverse. Now, like I told you, personally, I better take a loss following my bias than taking a loss when I know exactly this is against my plan. Yeah. When I take a loss when I'm following my plan, that one I'm always okay with it. But if I take a loss because I didn't follow my plan, that is like my worstest moment. So I'm like, if only I followed my plan, then I wouldn't take this loss. But when I follow my plan precisely and then I take a loss, that one is never really something that I fear. Now, with the elections, there is a chance that Monday could range, and then Tuesday, that's when crazy shit will happen. Also, the opposite can happen. We could have crazy volatility tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So I want to make this clear. November 5, yeah, that's when the elections will be. Let me see. USA elections 2024. Yeah, November 5, 2024. Tuesday. That's when they are going to be held. So frankly, we won't even, okay, personally, I have sales that I'm holding on Usdjpy, but if possible tomorrow price goes to break even, I'll close. Yeah, I'll close. Like, I don't want to trade before that. Anything can happen. If Kamala Harris wins, there is a chance that the dollar will weaken. If Trump wins, there is a chance the dollar will see a huge move up. Yeah, a huge move up. So, with that said, technically, assuming there is no elections, this is what I would be expecting. Yeah, JPY basket. Let me start with this one. As always, this is my main pair. Now, last week, this was the price action. We had a very nice doji there. Now we have what do we call this? You have a fair value gap right there, and price can fill this and then continue dropping. Yeah, we could get that. Very, very possible. Yeah, very possible. Now, if I go to the daily chart, that is simply this swing from here to here. Yeah, and probably just running this high first before continuing higher. So what you're looking for, we have a bullish engulfing right here. Price has retested it. So I'm saying that I would want Monday to try and push up, run these highs here, and then maybe I would want to see some sort of rejection for me to consider even selling here. Because mind you, we can still be bullish, yeah? Because that's my theory to start with. That was my last week's theory. But then we have the elections, right? We have the elections. So we never really know what could happen. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Until the elections are released, there is no clear way of saying what price will do. But I would argue that Monday can easily run these highs. Yeah. Monday can easily run these highs, get in this gap, and then we can see maybe some sort of rejection. It all depends. When I go to the 4 hours and see a clean ish, I see a clean rejection, I'll take the sell. Yeah. I'm gonna take that sell. So we are working with this string from here all the way to this point right there. So ideally this area, that's where we are going to look for the sell. And this also means that I'm looking forward to seeing a bullish Usdjpy. Don't worry about my lines, yeah? It's pretty much here around there. And I'm also having these clean lows here. I love that they are left like this. So there is a chance we could see price try to run those lows. And this is what I would want to work with for this week, yeah? So yeah, I would still expect to see some run up, but not necessarily all the way up. But again, this is just one setup, yeah? And I showed you my entry model, which I'll be looking forward to taking around here, yeah? I want to see a bearish engulfing, just like this one, yeah? See this engulfing here? This is what I use most of the time, yeah? For entries, right here. Engulf, retest, I take that sell with a stop loss on this high and expect price to continue dropping. More like this one here. Now, it's only because when I look at this, I would expect price to continue higher. Otherwise, this would have been a sell entry for me if, say, it's on a Wednesday. And maybe I'm expecting price to run these lows. That is possible. But again, if I'm bearish on this week, I would expect to see price try to run these highs here. Probably create one new higher high. Yeah. And then we could see a run on these lows. This is a setup worth considering, yeah, worth considering. We're also going to be retesting these lows here. Hi. Now with that in mind, I can go to Usdjpy. Okay, let me screenshot this. I don't even want much. And this is the only setup that I'll be considering. One setup only. And I'm only targeting a few pips below these lows. Whatever happens up there, I'm not interested. That should give us at least the 200 pips that we are looking for. Yeah? Remember, that's the target for the week. Now, with that in mind, let's go to Usdjpy. Now, for UJ, I don't really have to explain much here. On the daily chart, I'll look at this zone. Let me go to the weekly chart. We could see a rebalance of this point here. See that imbalance there? So on the daily time frame, let me see how far. Yeah, there you go. And then if I go to the 4 hours, you'll see what I'm talking about. So we have this string all the way up to this point. And then we have these lows. I've been targeting these lows like from Tuesday. Yeah, I've been expecting price to drop here. So I have this zone as my kill zone. That means I would expect price to drop. And if there is any buying that should happen, I would be comfortable buying below these lows, not above them. Yeah, I'll be comfortable buying below here, not above there. Now, anything that could indicate a sell to us in this area, nothing necessarily. We do have a trend line here. All right, that one may be one thing. We have this breaker block, price retested it. We may see a drop. Just immediately price opens, it can easily just drop. Yeah, Tuesday all the way to New York elections, and then maybe we could get a push up continuation, because these highs are also very clean. Yeah, also very clean, also very clean. This would align itself with this trend line there around this area. Let me see. Yeah, that point is top. So let me fine tune my area to this zone. Simply put, this specific point is a hot cake for us. We can try to look for buys there. Now, how would you take a sell here? You can decide to wait for price to drop here for you to be safe. For you to be safe, for us to be safe, yeah, we would want to see price drop here, and at that instance, we would expect price to continue lower. Short position, but it's up to this point, yeah, not far. This would be 1:1.27, or rather 1:1 kind of setup. And then from there, we can look for longs from there. And again, this is if Trump wins. Me, I think if Kamala Harris doesn't win, this chart is going to tank down. Yeah. But if Trump wins, we may see a push up in this thing. If Kamala doesn't win, we may see a drop all the way to this point, which was our initial target for the sale. Yeah. But for now, we can work with this one here. Maybe expect price to continue higher. Been one heck of a price action, yeah. So yeah, and again, the same entry method is what we're going to look for here, and probably retesting this high here. It's also on a very discounted area. We see that, and running these lows and these lows, we have the whole swing overall. Very important, very important. So let's see how this plays out next week. All right, let me share this. Now, EURUSD, euro. Look at the weekly chart here. So you see the weekly chart rejected from this gap clearly, yeah? Very clearly. It also closed below this point here, okay? Below this drop. This is a very specific type of candle. We closed below there, and you can see it's not random, yeah? Price knows exactly where it closed at that point. And I would say that's a clean rejection That means we would expect price to try and run these lows overall. Price can try to run this low and probably fill this. See this block here? It's called a vacuum block right there. So price may want to drop there, right? Now where would I get a sell here? Because it's obvious that I can't just sell, yeah? So this candle, see this wick you're seeing here? Let me take a zone. Now if I go to the daily time frame, I have an area. We already have an engulfing, bearish one, clean. It's reacting from this area. That's a fair value gap. But also we do have one up here. Yeah? We do have one up there. So we want to see if price is willing to run these lows. Is it willing? Can it do that? Okay. So how would I take the sell? I would wait for price to get up here, and then I'll take that sell. Yeah. And this should once again happen on around Tuesday that time. Yeah. After the elections are released. 4 hours. Very clean and sleek, right? You have a clean bearish engulfing there. So when you take this sell, you're just taking a short position right here, the stop loss on this high. You see, if this was your weekly buyers, when say price hit your stop loss, you don't take any other trade. Yeah, you don't take any other trade. Now there is a chance that price will try to reject here. See this swing here, yeah? From here all the way to here. It should try to reject. And if we are bearish, then it should not run this high. Rather, it should reject and then get here and drop. Okay, and drop. That is EUrusd. If there were no news, this is what I would expect. This is what I would expect. So now that we've discussed that, anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? This is your DXY. It has already run this zone, right? We had this swing. And okay, it first ran these highs, then ran these lows. And anything can happen here. Price can continue up, yeah, all the way up. I mean, look at that candle. Crazy rejection, man. Crazy rejection. And we wanna see, is it willing to run up to this zone here? Can it do that? You can see the clear rejection at this point. Can it get there? So if I go to the 4 hours now, let's try the daily. Once again, the daily time frame is clear here. We have this crazy push up, yeah? And by the way, it's coming from a vacuum block there. And this is what now we are saying that we would want EURUSD to do this kind of thing, yeah? Get there. You see the way this one has reacted and then pushed up. Same with Euro. Let me get to that chart again. This zone here. Yeah? That's exactly why we are targeting it, yeah? The same way DXY has filled that one, the same we would expect Euro to do. EXY. So it has clearly rejected, and for me, this is really what I would expect to see it do. Yeah. Now it can go all the way up. And if Trump does win, we can even see price running that high, and probably getting to our initial analysis on DXY where we were saying we've always wanted to see DXY run this point here. See that? Very possible. But for now, our target should just be here. This one will be enough. And that's the weekly forecast for next week. And again, we are assuming that news are constant, like there is, because after the news, we will have to do some more analysis. Yeah. After the news, we'll have to do more analysis. Okay.